All right. Hello, everybody. Man, oh man, we're super excited for today's episode.
Yes.
There's so much going on at San Diego Comic-Con, and we'll be bringing you that news live while it's going down on the show. But we, of course, will be reporting on what has already been presented to us, like a new Shazam trailer and a new Black Adam teaser trailer. Both absolutely badass.
And everything you could possibly need to know about the future of Marvel animation and what's coming up. They released a whole ton of stuff. So we're super excited about that. Of course, we've got Lord of the Rings. We've got Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, a whole bunch has gone down since Thursday, and we've got you covered with all of it.
Exactly. Well, I'm going to adjust some lights. And while I do so, this man right here is going to tell you about what the podcast stands for all you newcomers who are streaming along with us. We're super excited to have you here.
Exactly. Welcome, guys. So listen, inside the Crazy Ant Farm, I guess we should explain the name first for any of the newcomers, right? Because it's kind of like, why do you guys call yourself that? Well, the name of our production company is Crazy Ant Media. So it's a play on Crazy Ant Media with Inside the Crazy Ant Farm, because we're just a bunch of ants getting around getting crazy. So that's where the name comes from. And we thought it was a cute take on the production company, because we are a production company. We release and produce films and television series and different things like that, that we've got a whole bunch on. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the show. But let me tell you what the show is all about. As you guys were just hearing what we were talking about, we are your definitive source, your go-to source for entertainment news in Hollywood. If it is happening in Hollywood, we are talking about it. We are talking about executive decisions, studio moves. We're talking about castings. We're talking about trailers. We're talking about movies. We're talking about television shows. We're talking about music. If it's going down, we are talking about it. We also, every week, interview celebrity guests. And man, this week, just for example, this week's guest is awesome. Ghost Whisperer creator John Gray. He's an author now, just released his debut novel, The Desecrated, and he comes on and he's talking all about that with us, gives some great advice for up-and-comers, maybe like yourself. If you're an up-and-comer watching this right now, all of our guests give great advice to you guys about what to do and what not to do when you're trying to get into the industry. So we do that every week. That's really fun and exciting. We also break down the box office and give you the results of how everybody's doing at the box office. And we give you the IMDb Pro Star Meter Trender. So you know what's going down in Hollywood, is that who's hot and who's not, what movies are shining, what stars are shining, everything. So all together, we can give you everything you need to know about the entertainment industry. That's what we do. We love it. We are passionate about it, and we love doing this show every week and bringing you everything you need to know so that you can be passionate about it as well, man.
Exactly. That's what we are here for. We love this industry, and we know you do as well. There's so much going down, like we said, that we're super excited to talk about. I mean, just absolutely wild. But before we get the actual show started, it is a podcast first and foremost. So we're going to do a promo for our social media platforms, and then we're going to do an intro, and then we're going to go straight into the show. Just for everybody knowing, we promise, we know we're repeating ourselves a little bit, but it is what it is. It is the necessary thing. Man, oh man. But we're excited. We hope you guys are too. Let's get a little crazy for episode 203. Start off with a promo. What's up, everybody? If you're watching this video right now, that means episode 203 of Inside the Crazy Ant Farm is available right now on podcast platforms. You can go back and watch that YouTube live on our channel. And this week, it features the one, the only author, show creator, amazing individual himself, John Gray.
Yes, he joins us to talk all about his debut novel. That's right. He's writing novels now, guys. The Desecrated. We get into that. We jump into how he got started in the career. We talk about Ghost Whisperer, all kinds of amazing fun stuff. And of course, the biggest news in Hollywood this week, where everything is coming out of Hall H at San Diego Comic-Con. We have got you covered. If you couldn't appear yourself, don't worry about it. We'll let you know everything that's coming out of there for sure.
Yes, we're super excited about it. Like I said, be sure to like and subscribe. All right. Is everybody ready for some death and destruction? Well, guys, that's what you're going to get with the one and only John Gray. Why have I heard that name before? Well, he's the creator of the one and only Ghost Whisperer show.
Yes,
such a good one.
Takes that inspiration and that world and now is delivering it into a novel, guys, called The Desecrated. It's got a little supernatural twist, maybe an Egyptian theme to it a little bit. But one thing for certain, it has you on the edge of your seat throughout, and it's just as gripping as Ghost Whisperer was, but a whole new world. It's fun, man.
Yes, I absolutely enjoyed this interview. It was an absolute blast. The up-and-comers are going to love this one. That is later on the show, but now let's get a little crazy. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Crazy Ant Farm. Holy moly, we're on episode 203 this week, and man, oh man, you guys know your host with the most, myself, J-Lo Fantastic, and the one and only Mouth.
What's up?
Guys, there's so much going down in Hollywood right now, and of course, San Diego Comic-Con. But before we get that started, we have to tease, before we tease the rest of the show, we have to be sure to leave a comment below, like the show. Leaving a rating actually helps the podcast get seen more by people who enjoy entertainment news and people breaking into the entertainment industry. That's what this podcast is all about. We want to expose all of this knowledge to all the up-and-comers trying to break into it.
For sure.
So that's what this podcast is about. Be sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Let us know how we're doing. And I know I butcher names. Don't leave that. Don't comment that. I know that. But it's all good. Everything that's going down in Hollywood, of course, we will be talking about it like San Diego Comic-Con. So far, we have the Black Adam's teaser trailer and the Shazam trailer. We also got a I Am Groot trailer of what the short films are going to be like.
Yep.
And a couple of other things that we'll be discussing. But we're super excited about this show because we get to dive deep into the geek fandom that you guys know that we love.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I can't be more excited. I'm wearing my Grogu shirt. It's because we got Star Wars news. I mean, it's just, this is the place to be, guys. And you can't have two better geeks to give you the geek news than us.
Exactly. But before we get that started, be sure to head over to our website, www.crazyantmedia.com, where you can start rocking the latest and greatest Crazy Ant Media gear. We got shirts, we got hats, we got stickers, we got tumblers. We have anything and everything you desire.
And now through tomorrow, free shipping. So it's a great time to go get some of that stuff.
Exactly, man. Exactly. Well, let's jump right into it. San Diego Comic-Con. Everybody's talking about this thing. The Marvel animated multiverse expanded with new looks at Spider-Man freshman year, Marvel Zombies, and What If Season 2 at San Diego Comic-Con. What If Season 2 will arrive in early 2023, and already a third season is ordered of this one.
There you go.
Spider-Man freshman year will come in 2024, and a sophomore year following up is on its way as well.
Woo!
Now, Marvel Zombies will also land in 2024.
So let's give you the lowdown, the skinny on what these are going to actually be about, okay? So Spider-Man freshman year is going to follow the early days of Peter Parker learning to become the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Stills from the series, which were described as bringing the heart and charm of Peter Parker, were shown, including new Peter, who is young and looks comic book inspired with bright colors and a homemade Spidey suit with a backpack, goggles, sneakers, and the jacket on. Now, his school classmates, this is where it gets interesting, will include Nico Monroe, a comic book character from the Runaways team, which they've now confirmed will be canon. So that's going to be taking place at the same time. A new crush who isn't Mary Jane or Gwen Stacy. This one's exciting. Amadeus Cho, who, as all the comic book geeks know, becomes the new Hulk in the comic books. A Wakandan student. And, of course, Harry Osborn, because you have to have Harry Osborn. The first look showed off mostly new and obscure characters and villains with no MJ, Gwen, or Ned from the live-action movies. Also joining are baddies such as Unicorn, Chameleon, Scorpion, Speed Demon, Tarantula, Rhino, Butane, and Doc Ock himself. Here's the really exciting news that nobody was expecting, though. We don't know how they're going to do this or how it's going to weave in, but Charlie Cox himself will return to voice Daredevil. Plus, Doctor Strange is going to be apparently hanging around to help out Spidey, too. Norman Osborn, who's normally the villainous Green Goblin, will serve as sort of a mentor for Petey and Spidey. Now, Paul F. Tompkins, love Paul F. Tompkins from the Thrilling Adventure Hour, guys, so badass. He's going to be the moderator of the panel and is also going to voice a new character named Bentley Whitman. Also shown were Spidey suits, including the classic red and blue duds, a white and blue Oscorp suit, and a black dusk suit. So all kinds of exciting stuff happening for Spidey in that series.
Yeah, seriously. And a trailer for What If Season 2 showed the Captain Carter is back.
Yeah.
And with Black Widow, Steve Rogers, and from Season 1, Iron Man's armor traveling with her like we left off on in Season 1.
Yep.
The series will feature a medieval episode taking place in 1602. An episode where characters from Shang-Chi fight Odin and other Asgardians. A race episode with Valkyrie and Iron Man on planet Scar from Thor Ragnarok. Plus, old Peggy and Steve Rogers reuniting post Avengers Endgame. Because everybody was wondering how that went down as well.
Yeah, so it sounds like a really cool season again. Yeah. This is gonna be awesome. We also got a first look at Marvel's Zombies, which from all indications and has been confirmed coming out of Hall H is going to be rated R, guys. It's gonna be a rated R animated series on Disney Plus. What? It's included zombie versions of Hawkeye, a cut in half Captain America, Abomination, Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel, Scarlet Witch, Okoye from Black Panther, Icarus from the Eternals. Yes, I know what you're asking, and yes, Elizabeth Olsen is returning to voice Scarlet Witch, so that's going to be badass. The human heroes taking on the zombie horde include Yelena Belova, of course, from Black Widow, Aquafina's Katie from Shang-Chi, Kate Bishop from Hawkeye, Red Guardian from Black Widow, Jimmy Woo from WandaVision, Death Dealer from Shang-Chi, plus Shang-Chi himself and Miss Marvel. There's also a team of widows from Black Widow and a biker gang of Skrulls from Captain Marvel, all decked out in post-apocalyptic looks. No release date for Marvel Zombies was given. The Marvel Zombies panelists also promised that the show isn't going to shy away from the gore and grossness of the classic comic book series, hence the rated R version. So that's going to be badass.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And nearly 30 years after X-Men, the animated series debut, many of the beloved characters are returning for Marvel Studios' upcoming show, X-Men 97.
Yes.
Coming to Disney Plus in fall of 2023 with a second season already confirmed. Now, X-Men 97 will continue the story of the original animated series, which ran from 92 to 97. The new series will include Rogue, Beast, Gambit, Jean Grey, Wolverine, Storm, Jubilee, and Cyclops. Magneto, now with long hair and a purple suit, will lead the X-Men.
What?
Right? Isn't that kind of confusing? But we're going to have to tune in to find out. The animation revealed at Comic-Con stays true to the original animation series, but looks more modern. Updated sleek Cable, Bishop, Forge, Morph, and Nightcrawler will also join the X-Men on screen. Battling them will be the Hellfire Club with Emma Frost and Sebastian Shaw, plus Mr. Sinister and Bolvar Tarsk will appear.
Yes, I'm so freaking excited about this. I love the fact that it's an actual continuation from the series.
Yeah.
That's going to be badass.
For sure.
The first trailer for I Am Groot, the Guardians of the Galaxy animated spinoff starring the monosyllabic of space hero himself, has been released out of Marvel Studios Comic-Con animation panel. In addition, the panel revealed that after the initial 5 animated shorts premiere this August, I Am Groot will return with an additional episodes at a later date. I Am Groot is set to explore Baby Groot's adventures across the galaxy away from Guardians as he meets new characters and finds himself in perilous situations. Now, Vin Diesel returned to provide voiceovers for the series, as did Bradley Cooper, who returned to provide the voice of Rocket Raccoon, with other characters expected to return as well. Each of the 5 animated shorts will explore a different point of Groot's childhood. The teaser shows Groot engaging in a fight with a militaristic group of tiny blue aliens, only to become their savior after a leaf he farts out proves to be a source of food for the colony. Now, other clips show Groot exploring a giant spaceship, dancing with a gelatinous clone of himself, and dressing in moss clothing.
Yeah, it looks pretty adorable.
It does.
I'm excited for that one. Well, now Shazam flew into San Diego today, bringing the power of the gods to the Warner Brothers presentation in Comic-Con's Hall H. Now, the one and only Zachary Levi took the stage to talk Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and introduce a new trailer for the film. After showing the trailer, director David S. Sandberg, Lucy Liu, Asher Angel, I should say, and Jack Dylan Grazer headed out on stage to talk about the sequel. The most energetic moment of the panel was when Helen Mirren and Rachel Zegler appeared remotely via video, and Mirren celebrated her female co-stars by saying, "Yay, pussy power!" During the audience Q&A, Levi was asked if Superman would appear in this film, and he said, quote, "I can neither confirm nor deny allegations such as these," he replied winkingly, as he also flooded into a question about the possible Shazam 3 by an encouraging fan to support the sequel, saying, "If you guys go and see this one, and you'll like it. That's the only way that the third one will come." So I'm very excited. It is very confusing to try to figure out what they're doing over at Warner Brothers, but I think they're just putting out films. I don't think they're building a universe. So, which, I mean, I kind of like.
Yeah, but then on the flip side of that, they are continuing with a bunch of characters that have been introduced in Justice League and the Snyderverse. I don't know. We saw Batfleck and we saw Flash, we saw Aquaman, all in there in that trailer. So who knows what's going on?
Yeah.
We do know this for sure. Dwayne Johnson knows how to make a freaking entrance, y'all.
It's
He
true.
made a grand entrance to the Comic-Con Hall H, rising from the stage floor in full Black Adam costume. As he emerged, lightning bolts appeared on the screen behind him. Smoke billowed out of the floor. The audience went crazy, of course. Audience members had been giving lightning bolt lanyards before the panel. Every single one of them was lit up brightly in the darkened hall for the grand display. Now, the movie star also unveiled the newest trailer for his upcoming superhero adventure, Black Adam, as part of the presentation. The new movie is set to follow the anti-hero nearly 5,000 years after he was bestowed with powers of the Egyptian gods. So yeah, just to clarify, if you guys don't realize, Shazam, Greek gods are giving him the powers. Black Adam, although similar, you think, oh, they're kind of related. They're kind of like, yeah, he gets his from Egyptian gods. So there you go, just in case you didn't know. Now freed from his tomb, Black Adam is ready to unleash his form of justice on the modern world. Now get this, guys. This is what I was just talking about these characters and why it's so confusing of what they're doing or not doing. It was also revealed that Viola Davis will, in fact, return as Amanda Waller in Black Adam. You guys know from Suicide Squad, obviously. It was confirmed during the presentation. And I guess we'll find out what that means and who's going on and what's going on and why they're all coming back when Black Adam hits theaters really soon, October 21st.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it. It looks really good.
It does.
So we'll see. Paramount Pictures also revealed Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves kicked off Saturday, whatever the fuck, at San Diego Comic-Con on Thursday as the first panel held in the massive H Hall. It became the first trailer that was coming out of Comic-Con with a slew of A-list stars. I mean, let's just get into it. Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, Raji Jean Page, Sophia Lillis, and Hugh Grant took the stage in a fucking crazy amount of applause, guys. In addition to the trailer, the audience was treated with 2 clips of the unfinished film. The trailer features Pine as Broad, Rodriguez as a barbarian, Justice Smith, who I'm excited to see, as a sorcerer, and Lilius as druid, as the band of thieves attempting to rectify a mistake that unleashed a great evil upon their land. They encounter all manner of freaking creatures, and Paige is a rakish Padwin who seemingly joins their quest. So I'm really excited to see how all of this is going to play together. It's a great cast, so I'm excited.
Oh, me too. And I'm really excited because they also confirmed that if you guys were like fans of the animated series way back in the day, like I was, characters from the animated series are also going to be in this movie. So I'm super freaking pumped about that. Now, of course, we can't talk about Dungeons and Dragons without keeping in that realm of things, right? We got to talk about the Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, Amazon Prime's video's massive fantasy TV series based on the works of course, J.R.R. Tolkien, made a huge debut at San Diego's Comic-Con with a brand new trailer that revealed the most complete picture yet for what is in store of the show. The Comic-Con panel was moderated by Lord of the Rings superfan Stephen Colbert. Amazon spared no expense on the panel, which included a wraparound screens, which unveiled with a booming introduction that literally shook the walls of Hall H, and no less than 25 participants who cycled through the stages in groups, and then all joined at the end for the brief Q&A with the audience. Now, the company has long targeted Comic-Con as its launching pad for the series en route to its global debut on September 2nd. So that's right around the corner now. And just keep in mind, because we said we would update you on things, it looks like House of Dragons is giving their thing now, of course, because we got to stay in there, right? So as soon as we get any definitive information coming out of that panel of House of Dragons, we will let you know.
Yes, coming out in August at some point.
Yep.
And there also was a first look at the new National Treasure coming to Disney Plus, and that one's going to be a series. Edge of History was shown at Comic-Con, revealing the new treasure hunter stepping into Benjamin Frank Gates' shoes. The 15-second teaser offers the first glimpse of star Lizette Olivia, who plays Jess Morales, a 20-year-old dreamer who set off on an adventure to recover a lost Pan American treasure, unearthing shocking secrets about her family's past in the process. The star discusses the differences between the movie, which took place before the dawn of social media, and wrapped the panel with the game of Who Knows Who Best among the stars and writers on stage. Plus, of course, a Q&A with the fans, which is always really cool. I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, and of course, one of the questions was Nicolas Cage, would he or would he not ever appear? Apparently, they did try to get him for this thing, but scheduling did not allow it, but did not rule him out making an appearance at some point in the series. So
that's cool.
There you go. The first teaser for the upcoming film sequel to Teen Wolf was also released at Comic-Con, showcasing the return of the original show's cast in the Paramount Plus original movie. But get this, one of the biggest reveals of the trailer came in the final moments when Crystal Reed's character of Allison, remember Allison? You're thinking, what? No, Allison's dead. Apparently not. The panel revealed that the movie jumps far ahead in time, and Scott is now, get this, y'all, 50. For the first time, Scott's actually older than Posey is in real life. Scott has left Beacon Hills and is now living in Los Angeles, where he is living a normal, lonely life. Derek also has a son, while Tyler Hoechlin helped handpick as a producer during the audition process. That's really kind of cool. Teen Wolf, the movie, will premiere on Paramount Plus later this year. And get this little tidbit, guys. Were you as confused as I was why Superman and Lois was taking so many breaks throughout the season and getting kind of pissy about that? Well, I'm not pissy anymore, because guess what? Apparently, Tyler was filming Teen Wolf, the movie, and Superman and Lois at the same time. He was literally going back and forth filming these things so that he could be in Teen Wolf. That's fucking badass. Way to go, buddy.
Yeah, that's talent right there. I mean, two drastically different characters.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, Sarah Michelle Gellar has joined the cast of the Wolfpack series at Paramount Plus. Gellar made a special appearance during the Teen Wolf panel at San Diego Comic-Con on Thursday to announce the casting. Gellar stars as arson investigator Kristen Ramsey, a highly regarded expert in her field and no stranger to personal loss, brought in by authorities to catch a teenage arsonist who started a massive wildfire, which may have also led to a reawakening of supernatural predator terrorizing Los Angeles. So, I mean, that sounds very interesting. And I mean, there's so many of these stars who, you haven't really heard about for a while, or I've been doing little things here or there that are jumping back on their like main ship, and it's good to see, to be honest.
Yeah, heck yeah, heck yeah. I mean, who doesn't love Sarah Michelle Gellar? I
Exactly.
mean, that's gonna, and I mean, who's so known as the Vampire Slayer, now she's gonna be involved with wolves. So that's kind of cool. I mean, we're just taking it totally in the different direction. I'm gonna take this one. Even well, you know what? You're not as much a fan as I am of the next one, and you are a fan of this one. Let's flip flop here. Take this one.
Exactly. Well, brand new footage for John Wick was revealed as Keanu Reeves surprised the crowd at San Diego Comic-Con with a fresh look of the beloved action hero, who is back in action yet again. The trailer finds Wick doing what he does best and enacting revenge via any weapon he can get his hands on, basically. John Wick is set to hit theaters March 24th of 2023. And I saw an article before, I think this was this past week. They actually wanted the John Wick actor to be a much older grizzly character, but then Keanu Reeves came in and just fucking killed it.
So. Clint Eastwood was the apparent first choice. Like, that would have been a drastically different film series. Right. I'm just saying. All right, guys, are you waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for the Walking Dead movies? Well, guess what? They're never coming. Nope. Why? Because they've changed direction, and we're now finding out of Comic-Con that a spin-off series centered around Andrew Lincoln's Rick Grimes and Danae Guerrera's Michonne is set at AMC Plus. The two actors revealed as they surprised everybody with an appearance at the last ever Walking Dead San Diego Comic-Con panel. The limited series will consist of 6 episodes and is expected to premiere next year. Scott Gimple will serve as showrunner, and Lincoln and Guerrera are executive producers. Now, the spinoff is going forward in place of the previously announced Walking Dead films, which were set to be led by Lincoln. Now, this does sound pretty good, okay? Here's the log line. The show presents an epic love story of two characters changed by a changed world, kept apart by distance, by an unstoppable power, by the ghosts of who they were. Rick and Michonne are thrown into another world built on a war against the dead, and ultimately a war against the living. Can they find each other and who they were in a place and situation unlike any they've ever known before? Are they enemies, lovers, victims, victors? Without each other, are they even alive, or will they find that they too are amongst the Walking Dead? That shit sounds, I mean, that was well written. Yeah. It's badass, and it makes me want to watch it. I'm really glad, though, that they are finally just going to wrap up that whole original thing in a little 6-episode series as opposed to keep going with movies. I'm excited about that one.
Yeah, same here, man. Same here. Well, AMC also announced they finally set a premiere date and released a trailer for the final installments of The Walking Dead. The 8 remaining episodes of the 11th and final season of the long-running zombie series will begin airing October 2nd on AMC. I know a lot of people have been, just really trying to get through this. A lot of people dropped off season 7. I honestly dropped off right before Rick left. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and we still got the Negan and Maggie spinoff. We've still got the Daryl spinoff. So it's not going anywhere, but they're wrapping up the original storyline. So this one's exciting. We've been talking about this on the show for several weeks now, but now we're getting definitively more information coming out of Comic-Con. The Gremlins Secrets of Mogawi cast is officially stacked now. The prequel series just announced a whole new lineup of celebrity voice talent at their San Diego Comic-Con panel, including the return of original Billy Zach Galligan. Galligan surprised fans on stage, revealing that he will have a recurring guest role on the HBO Max series Gremlins Secrets of the Mogwai. But that's not all. The panel also announced a truly iconic list of guest stars for the new series, including Sandra Oh, Randall Park, George Takei, and Bowen Yang. The series had already announced, and we've already told you about, a roster of Hollywood icons before that, including James Hong, B.D. Wong, Ming-Na Wen, and Matthew Reese. So that is a stacked as shit cast that's going to be in that series. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, seriously, man. Seriously. Well, that's all we have right now of Comic-Con. But like we said, we'll be keeping you posted, checking our feeds basically every second to see if anything drops. Like you said, I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan, so I'm super excited for what's happening as we speak. But now getting into Disney's part of the show.
Yes.
Marvel's Thor Love and Thunder catered in its second weekend, falling about 68% to just $46 million from 4,375 theaters, though the latest installment in Disney's Marvel Cinematic Universe easily towered over a trio of newcomers to remain at number one in North America, though Love and Thunder will certainly end its box office run with a tidy sum. It's not ideal for a film of its size and scope to lose such a significant fraction of its audience so quickly after the opening weekend. It's one of the biggest second weekends in the MCU's history, though, next to May's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which tumbled 67% in its sophomore outing. Disney's Strange sequel still earned a mighty $411 million domestically. Damn! And by comparison, recent Marvel entries were able to fare better, with Eternals dipping 61% and Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings falling about 52%. So, it is what it is. I feel like, people... But that one, I don't think there's a lot of rewatch value.
No, I think it's word of mouth. People didn't really like it. You remember all the heat that Eternals was taking, and yet Thor, Love and Thunder had a bigger fall in the second week than Eternals did. That should tell you everything you need to know about what people thought.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Yesterday, super pumped about this one. And I can't believe I'm applauding Chapik, but I'm going to applaud him briefly for this move. Yesterday, Disney Plus launched the first R-rated movies on the streaming platform. Yes, you heard me correctly. Disney Plus has R-rated films. And what are they? Oh, you're going to like it. Deadpool, Deadpool 2, and Logan. Yes, the three Marvel movies were, of course, produced by 20th Century Fox, which is now, of course, owned by Disney. And they're filled with violence, adult themes, and profanity. Logan even contains extremely strong and bloody comic book violence, along with nudity, profanity, and alcohol consumption, but it's on Disney Plus, and I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, fucking Deadpool and Logan, like, they made history, man. For superhero films, they really did. They're just epic, both of them.
Yes.
Disney also announced that Lightyear will be released on Disney Plus on August 3rd. Lightyear is the first Pixar movie since Onward back in 2020 to have a theatrical-only release, opening at number 2 at the box office for its first weekend. Soul and Luca and Turning Red all made immediate debuts on Disney Plus. All of them are phenomenal films, guys. I know Lightyear has been taking some heat because a lot of people are confused about it. But when it drops on Disney Plus, do us a favor and just watch it and let us know what you think about it. Be sure to let us know on Twitter or comments or anything like that, because we personally love the film.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And now that you know what it's actually about, you can go into it with the right state of mind.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. It will be, though, open number 2. So it's going to be curious to see if moving forward, Pixar will continue to just drop them exclusively on Disney Plus, or will they try theatrical again? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. This is exciting news. The Star Wars series, The Acolyte, will officially be led by one of my favorites, Amanda Stenberg. The announcement came yesterday with the official Star Wars account tweeting out a picture of Stenberg. Now, this is going farther back in time than any live-action Star Wars title before it. The Acolyte is set a century before the events of Episode 1, y'all. What? The series promises to depict a galaxy at the peak of the era of the High Republic, when the Jedi were at their strongest and the Sith were believed to have been eradicated from the galaxy. This is going to be a badass series.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be very political. Because, the prequel series that George Lucas put out, I mean, or he directed, those were so political. And in this era, when there is no Sith, well, really, quote unquote, no Sith, of course, there's probably going to be a bad guy. But still, like, I'm super excited because we're going to get to see legendary Jedis that you've only heard about in the source material, or people have referenced in either the series, the animated series, or the live action or film. So I'm super freaking pumped for that one. Well, Zack Steiner from Euphoria has signed on to a role in 20th Century Studios' reboot of White Men Can't Jump. He joins the ensemble cast led by Jack Harlow, which includes Sequoia Walls, Lance Reddick, Tanya Taylor, Laura Hare, Tamara T. Keeson, Miles Bullock, and Vince Staples. Now, details as the character that he will be playing have been very disclosed. No one knows. No one knows. So
they never tell us.
They never do. They always keep those things under wraps. I'm kind of scared for this one.
I am too. I mean, I loved the original, and I just don't think they should have touched it.
Did you ever go see Uncle Drew, the one with all the real basketball
with Shaq
players?
and all them? Yeah,
I think it's gonna be that type of thing where it's like it's entertaining to watch, but there's no really rewatch value, or it's not going to be a classic.
And the first one I really enjoyed because Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes and Rosie Perez, they were just fantastic, and it introduced a lot of people to street basketball that weren't familiar with it, and these two guys conning and hustling people. It was really like entertaining to watch. I just don't think they should do this remake, but they did. I guess we'll keep following it. Rosemarie DeWitt from The Staircase, Luke Kirby from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and Judith Light from Who's the Boss and American Crime Story are set as leads, joining Phoebe Ray Taylor in Out of My Mind, Disney Plus's film adaptation of Sharon Draper's award-winning novel. Also joining the ensemble cast are Michael Chernus from Severance and Courtney Taylor from Insecure. Now, production is currently underway in Toronto. Out of My Mind follows Melody Brooks, played by Taylor, a girl with cerebral palsy. Melody has a quick wit and a sharp mind, but due to her being nonverbal and using a wheelchair, she is not given the same academic opportunities as her classmates. However, when Catherine, a young educator, notices her students' untapped potential, she encourages Melody to participate in mainstream education where greater successes and challenges await. Good. I like this because there are a lot of handicapped people that are treated unfairly and not given opportunities. And so a series that will highlight changing this, kudos. I'm loving that.
That is hilarious. And just a quick funny antidote. I guess a fan asked Matt Smith if there were going to be any coffee cups on the set of House of the Dragons, and he says they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
That's awesome. Well, anyway, guys, Grammy and Academy Award-winning singer-songwriter Her has been tapped to play beloved Disney princess Belle in ABC's upcoming animated and live-action blended special, Beauty and the Beast, a 30th celebration. Executive produced by John M. Chu and directed by Hamish Hamilton. The R&B star will lead audiences through the world of Belle with never-before-seen live musical performances paying homage to the timeless tale, as well as new set costumes inspired by the classic story. Hers casting marks the first time an Afro-Filipino woman will play the role of Belle on screen. At the 2-hour Beauty and the Beast reimagining will be taped in front of a live studio audience at Disney Studios. It will air December 15th on ABC and be available on Disney Plus the next day.
Well, there you go.
I'm excited for that one.
I am too. We keep talking about don't keep doing these reboots, these reimagining.
Yeah.
But I like these live Broadway type showings of this thing.
Yeah.
And I think she's going to be fantastic. I'm a huge fan of her. And
I am
think
too.
She's going to be just phenomenal in that. Really excited. Okay, guys, the latest update, apparently, unfortunately, no new trailer released and no new exclusives.
Yeah.
It's really the biggest news we found out so far is the joke about the coffee cup. Apparently, there's nothing coming out of this panel that's mind-boggling and like, oh my gosh, all those people lined up overnight for basically just to see the cast.
Yeah,
that's what we're kind of getting out of this right now, guys. So, well, that's a bummer. Sorry, House of Dragon fans.
Exactly.
Like that's just not very good. Man, guys, total bummer.
It is what it is.
All right, so here's some good news, though, if you're a Grey's Anatomy fan, and maybe some bad news, too. I'm taking this as a sure sign that Ellen Pompeo at some point is definitely leaving, but that Grey's Anatomy is probably staying. Why am I saying that? Because get this, guys. Inventing Anna breakout star Alexis Floyd, The Thing About Harry star Nico Tejero, and the Sex Lives of College Girls star Midori Francis are all joining Grey's Anatomy as series regulars for the hugely popular medical drama's upcoming 19th season. Now, Floyd will play Simone Griffin, a new first-year surgical resident at Grey Sloan. A funny, whip-smart, high achiever with a complicated family dynamic. She grew up in Seattle but never wanted to work at Grey Sloan because of a painful personal history with the hospital. Taro will play a first-year surgical resident at Gray Sloan. Taro's Lucas Adams is the charming black sheep of his family, likable to a fault. He has a great mind, but doesn't have the grades to match. He's determined to prove himself as a surgeon, just like the many in his family that have come before him, but he will have to stop relying on his people skills and put in the work. Now, Francis's Mika Yasuda is in the middle child with 8 siblings. She is used to being overlooked and underestimated and uses that to her advantage. Mika is dealing with an overwhelming student loans from med school, but she's a scrappy and confident and can make it in the program and rise to the top. Now, why do I say that? Because clearly you've got a black one, a white, and an Asian. They are dynamic family problems, underestimated, and a highly whip smart genius. Does that not sound like 3 of the original people?
Exactly.
Like Burke, right? We're talking Burke, Gray, and oh my gosh, now I can't even remember home dude's name.
Karev?
No.
O'Malley?
Yeah, no. The black doctor, the one that was like
Weber?
not
Weber?
Weber.
What are you talking about?
The heart surgeon
fucking the douchebag.
I know, it's been so long now, I
is.
can't even remember his name. But the overconfident, cocky, whip smart heart doctor,
Yeah.
all of doesn't that sound very like that? I think these first year residents are your new stars of the show.
Well, I think it sounds very much like the original 5, like from the original, Karev, Ellen, obviously Gray, and Sandra.
Burke.
So yeah,
Burke was his name.
Yeah.
Bing!
But I'm very excited. I mean, I feel like, if they do kind of like a soap opera thing, I think it's a well-oiled machine, kind of like Law and Order. So I think it would do well.
Yeah, one of the things that made Law and Order so successful is that they were able to move out cast members on a regular basis and keep it going. So.
Exactly. Well, J. Anthony Pina, who heavily recurred in Deputy Mo Poppermink in season 2 of ABC's Big Sky, has been promoted to a series regular for the upcoming 3rd season. He appeared in 16 episodes last season. Additionally, Luke Mitchell from Blind Spot, Seth Gable from Salem, Henry Ian Chiswick from Lost, and Madeline Horcher from Grace Point have all joined the reoccurring cast in those type of roles. In Big Sky season 3, private detective Casey Dewell under Sheriff Jenny Hoyt and a newly appointed Sheriff Bo Aron retain order in Helena, Montana. But when a local backcountry trip led a charismatic outfitter, Sonny Barnes goes airy, and the trio face their most formidable mystery yet. I know you like this one.
I love this one. Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
It'll be interesting to see how that one moves forward.
Heck yeah. Veteran character actor William Stanford Davis, who recurred heavily on the first season of Abbott Elementary, has been promoted to a series regular on the upcoming 2nd season of the breakout ABC workplace comedy. He will continue as Abbott's eccentric custodian, of course, Mr. Johnson. This marks the first series regular role in his 27-year acting career. Well done, sir. Well done.
Seriously.
He is joining returning series regulars Quinta Brunson, of course, Tyler James Williams, Janelle James, Lisa Ann Walter, Chris Pafelti, and Cheryl Lee Ralph. That's awesome.
Right? And I mean, speaking of that hit show about elementary, the school comedy continues to make waves by scoring a rare full season. 22 episodes ordered for season 2.
Wow.
ABC finalized the size of the season 2 order as being 22 episodes in June, though the network's plan had always been to give the series ABC's #1 comedy in adults 18 to 49 last season. A straight out full season pickup, man. That's insane. And especially kind of weird in these time of streaming. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, no, it's unheard of now, 22 episodes, but that's freaking awesome. Hey, did Hugh Jackman's Wolverine make an appearance? Not yet. We haven't heard anything, but we do have some Hugh Jackman news for all you guys out there. Apparently, him And Succession actress Sarah Snook and Australian comedian Demi Lardner have all joined the cast of the upcoming Hulu animated comedy series Koala Man. This one sounds really good, guys. The series, which was ordered at Hulu back in March of 2021, was created by Michael Cusack, who also voices the title character. Now, the show follows Kevin as his not-so-secret identity, whose only superpower is a burning passion for following rules and snuffing out petty crime in the town of Dapto. Though it may seem like any other Australian suburb, forces of evil, both cosmic and man-made, lie in wait to pounce on unsuspecting Datopians. On a quest to clean up his hometown, and often roping his frustrated family into his adventures, Koala Man stands at the ready. He'll do whatever it takes to defeat villainous masterminds, supernatural horrors, or worse, jerks who don't take their rubbish bins down on the proper days. Now, Jackman is set to star as Big Greg, the most well-liked man in Depato, and head of the town council. Now, per the character description, Big Greg has only known success. Formerly the host of Fishing Big with Big Greg, Australia's third most popular fishing show. Big Greg has ridden his celebrity into a trusted position in Dapto. As Kevin's direct supervisor, Big Greg makes Kevin feel inadequate as a provider and a man. To add insult to injury, Datopians constantly credit Big Greg for Koala Man's work in saving the town. Now, Snook is set to play Vicky, who believes her husband Kevin, middle-aged father, as well as a somewhat pathetic hero, is just going through a phase. Vicky hopes someday Kevin will snap the passion she feels is missing. Lardner plays Allison, the daughter of Kevin and twin to Liam, dedicated to becoming the most popular girl in school. Allison is passionately determined to become the top dog. The hypersocial girl attempts to distance herself from the family in order to rise up the ranks of the school's social hierarchy. That show sounds freaking hysterical.
Right? That's absolutely wild. I mean, Hugh Jackman, he's just been killing it right now.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking love it. Well, the fourth and final season of FX's Atlanta has set a premiere date for September, with episodes streaming on Hulu the following day after that. It only makes sense, man. It only makes sense. And also, Breeder at FX has been renewed for its fourth season. The comedy series stars Martin Freeman, Daisy Haggard, in an exploration of challenges of modern parenting. Now, season 3, which concluded on July 11th, picked up days after season 2 ended, as the Worsley family reels from teenage Luke, who's played by Alex Eastwood, punching his dad, who's played by Paul, who is Freeman. Paul, who's moved out and is staying at his mother-in-law's, Leah's, house. Eventually, though, amends with Luke must be made. Meanwhile, Allie has her own problems with her work, with her elderly menopause, and with her increasingly strange relationship with her newly adolescent daughter, Ava. So there's a lot going on there. Family drama.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Okay, so the next one we're seeing coming out of here is apparently the debut of Batwheels, DC's first animated preschool series. That's interesting. They gave a sneak peek teaser for the series. It introduced fans to the crime-fighting Batwheels team, Bam, the Batmobile, BB, the Batgirl cycle, Redbird, Robin's sports car, Batwing, the Batwing jet plane, and Buff, the Bat truck. Besides the teaser, Batwheels also announced a half-hour origin special on Batman Day, set for September 17th. The origin show will exclusively bow on Cartoonito and HBO Max. That's kind of cool. Batwheels apparently will follow a group of young, sentient, superpowered vehicles as they defend Gotham City alongside Batman, Robin, and Batgirl. The voice cast includes Ethan Hawke as Batman, Jacob Bertrand as Bam the Batmobile, Gina Rodriguez as Catwoman, and Zolo Marandunya as Snowy the Snowcrawler. There you go.
Right.
That's interesting. Okay.
Very, very interesting.
We told you we'd give you all the news out of Comic-Con, and there you go. Batwheels.
Exactly.
Jumping over to the bunny, we're Warner Brothers Discovery, where continuing to settle its executive slate and direction under CEO David Zaslav, Warner Brothers Discovery has re-upped HBO and HBO Max chief content Casey Bloy's deal for another 5 years. Now, Bloy's extension comes just after he landed his new boss 140 Emmy nominations for HBO and HBO Max programming combined. So, yeah.
A lot of good stuff.
It makes sense. You want to keep the guy around. He's been pretty successful.
Exactly. And Sally Richardson Whitfield has extended her overall deal with HBO and HBO Max for an additional 2 years. Under the term of the deal, Whitfield will become an executive producer on the HBO basketball drama Winning Time: The Rise of the Laker Dynasty.
Okay.
And will direct the second half of the show's upcoming second season. She previously directed 2 episodes in season 1, including both the peniable both the what is that word right there?
Where are we at?
Right here.
Pendulum
episode and the season finale. Whitfield currently runs her early May production banner, under which she will continue to develop original series for HBO and HBO Max. Among the company's current development slate is the comedy Motherland Bounce, based on the life of rapper Nissim Black, with Michonne Rescher on board as the writer.
Oh, okay.
Very cool.
Yeah. Now, I know you're excited about this one. New Line Cinema has tapped Simon McQuoid to return to direct the sequel to Mortal Kombat. McQuoid, who made his feature directorial debut with the 2021 film adaptation of the beloved fighting video game series, will direct the sequel from a script penned by Jeremy Slater. The sequel will be the 4th overall film in the Mortal Kombat film franchise. The 2021 film premiered in the middle of COVID-19, obviously, via a simultaneous release on HBO Max. The film was a modest success, opening at a #1 at the box office and grossing $84 million worldwide against a $55 million budget. So not too bad. Didn't go into profit, but wasn't bad.
Exactly.
The title was also HBO Max's most successful film launch at that time. So makes sense it's getting a sequel.
Exactly. Now, guys, I'm sure everybody saw the trailer for this one. I mean, it's absolutely it's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. HBO and The Weeknd have released the teaser trailer for The Idol, the network's upcoming dramatic series starring singer and Lily Rose Depp. The footage begins announcing the sick and twisted minds of the series. Co-creators Abel The Weeknd and Sam Levinson from Euphoria. The teaser then launches a hyperactive montage of Hollywood mansions, colorful parties, cocaine, ingestion, and fast cars. More orgies, they say, yells the voice in the trailer. The trailer concludes with a tense interactive between Depp's character and an unseen figure, supposedly The Weeknd's character, that asks, "Do you trust me?" "Not really," Depp's character says with a smile. Co-creator by, like I said, The Weeknd, Levinson, and Reza Fahim. The Idol is set against the backdrop of the music industry. The plot follows self-help guru and cult leader who develops a complicated relationship with an up-and-coming pop idol. The Idol has not been set for a premiere date, with the teaser concluding with a simple "coming soon."
Oh, I hate when they do that.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Like, when is soon? This one sounds interesting for sure. HBO announced that its Princess Diana documentary, The Princess, will premiere on the premium cabler at 8 p.m. Eastern on August 13th, just days before the 25th anniversary of the royals' tragic death on the 31st. The film, directed by Academy Award nominee Ed Perkins, will also be available to stream on HBO Max. Now, HBO's intimate and immersive new look at the former's life draws solely from the contemporaneous archival audio and video footage taken to the audiences back to key events in Diana's life as they happened, including her seemingly fairy tale public courtship and wedding, the birth of her 2 sons, her and Charles's bitter divorce, and Diana's, of course, untimely death at age 36 on August 31st, 1997. The film unfolds as if it were in the present, allowing viewers to experience the overwhelming adoration, but also intense scrutiny of Diana's every move and the constant judgment of her character. It also serves as a reflection of society at the time, revealing the public's own preoccupations, fears, aspirations, and desires. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to
Honestly.
get real deep, man. I love it, though. Well, Paramount has been seeing hugely successful runs at the box office recently. 2022 has been huge for them. Like I said, The Lost City, Scream, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and of course, the one and only Top Gun Maverick, which is just, the Avengers, 6.20 or 623.3 million to become the ninth highest grossing film in the domestic box office history.
Yeah.
But the studio suffered its first failure this past weekend with Paws of Fury, which failed to make or match expectations, only taking in a dismal 6.25 million from 3,475 North American locations. Paramount Pictures and Nickelodeon Animations could still turn a profit on the flop, though, as acquiring Paws of Fury only cost about $10 million. So,
God, when you think about that, those 6.25 million Thursday night previews usually do like twice that
exactly.
much. So for the whole weekend to only
Yeah.
get that, Paramount's made a few changes to its release calendar, delaying several upcoming projects. A Quiet Place Day One, which had previously been untitled, at least now we have a title for it, will hit theaters on March 8th, 2024. The film had been set to bow on September 22nd of 2023. Plot details on the sequel remain under wraps, though the newly announced title suggests a prequel of sorts to the post-apocalyptic series. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is, man. Super excited about that one. Those have been doing really well at the box office. The studio's upcoming film, If, directed by John Krasinski and starring Ryan Reynolds, has set a new release date of May 24th of 2024, after previously being set for November 17th of 2023. Krasinski also stars in a film, while the supporting cast includes names as such Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Gailey Fleming, Louise Gossett Jr., Fiona Shaw, Alan S. Kim, and the one and only Steve Carell.
Wow.
I mean, I can only imagine the scheduling conflicts with that cast.
I
So
mean,
it makes sense.
It does seem to make sense. The Tigers Apprentice, a feature adaptation of Lawrence Yep's fantasy novel with the same name, apparently will open a few weeks later than originally scheduled also. The film release will now be January 19th, 2024, as opposed to its original date of December 20th, 2023.
Right. And Paramount has also elected to bump its upcoming 25th anniversary release of James Cameron's Titanic by a few months, moving the wide release from October 21st to February 10th of 2023.
Trying to capitalize fucking on Valentine's Day.
Right.
That's a given that's why that move happened. I mean, come on. Edwin Hodge, I'm super excited about this one, is officially the newest member of the Fugitive Task Force on CBS's FBI Most Wanted, following Miguel Gomez's exit in June. He will make his debut this fall during the show's 4th season. Hodge will be playing Ray Cannon. Now, Cannon transferred to Remy Scott, which of course is now Dylan McDermott's team, from FBI's Violent Crimes Office in Albany. He started his career in Nolens, y'all, as a cop turned junior detective, then graduated at the top of his class at Quantico last year, following his retired FBI agent father's footsteps. FBI Most Wanted kicks off at 10 p.m. on September 20th. That sounds cool. It sounds like a cool character.
It does. Well, CBS has given a pilot order to The Never Game, a drama series adaptation of Jeffrey Deaver's novel, starring and executive produced by Justin Hartley.
Yeah.
The project, which received a pilot production commitment in September of 2021, comes from director Ken Olin and 20th Television. Because of Hartley's commitment to the final season of This Is Us, The Never Game had been targeted for the off-season. As Deadline reported, the project quietly underwent a writer change in the spring, with Ben Winters replacing Michael Cooney, now who had been attached to this pitch since it was sold back last fall. Winter's script was delivered to CBS last week and was very well received by network brass, putting the project on a fast track for pilot pickup. The series features Hartley and Lone Wolf survivalist Coulter Shaw, who roams the country as a reward seeker, using his expert tracking skills to help private citizens and law enforcement to solve all manner of mysteries while contending with his own fractured family.
Oh, that's going to be good. That's
It
going to be
is.
like I love Justin Hartley. I don't think
Yeah.
he gets nearly enough recognition, and to play a deep character like that's going to be. And by the way, guys, if you didn't know, Ken Olin directed nearly every episode of This Is Us, so that's familiar territory too. That Ken Olin is going to be involved with it, so that's awesome. Universal is no doubt smiling, guys, as its hit film Universal Minions: The Rise of Gru remained the de facto choice for family audiences this past weekend, landing in second place at the box office charts with 26 million from 4,114 theaters. That's impressive with Thor, right? Because it opened against Thor. After 3 weeks of release, the Minions sequel has generated $262 million domestically. The movie's also generated another $270 million at the international box office, making its global tally more than $500 million at $532.7 million.
Damn, that's insane. Wow. Well, guys, the official trailer of Oppenheimer is debuting exclusively in movie theaters.
Yes.
The brief teaser is attached to showings of Jordan Peele's Nope, which makes sense since both the movies are backed by Universal Pictures. Nope screening began as early as 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time in New York City on Thursday, July 21st. Now, Oppenheimer opens in theaters this weekend, so be sure to head out and see it.
That makes me want to go see it just to see the trailer.
Just to see the trailer.
They also released the first look poster, which was badass.
Yeah.
That fucking bomb behind him, just, oh my gosh. Universal also released the first trailer for Halloween Ends, director David Gordon Green's third and allegedly final, we'll see, entry in the horror series. Halloween Ends is the 13th installment in the Halloween slasher franchise and the fourth in the chronologically established by 2018's Halloween, which ignored every film from the series aside from the original back in 1978. This one will follow the cliffhanger ending in Halloween Kills. Curtis and Machnak will reprise their roles from the last two movies. Also reprising their roles from the previous films are Will Patton, Kylie Richards, and Omar Dorsey, while Michael O'Leary joins as a new addition to the cast.
That's really cool. Well, NBC has ordered the drama Found to series.
Yes.
Now, Found hails from writer and executive producer Nechi Carroll. And Shanola Hampton is set to star in a leading role. The show also stars Brett Dalton, Gabrielle Walsh, Arlene Escobarita, Karen Wobori, and Kelly Williams. Now, we've talked about this previously on episodes. Found is built around the fact that in any given year, more than 600,000 people are reported missing in the U.S., but more than half of that number are people of color that the country seems to just forget about. Public relations specialist Gabby Mosley, who's played by Hampton, who was once herself one of those forgotten ones. And her crisis management team now makes sure that there is always someone looking for those forgotten missing people. But unbeknownst to anyone, this everyday hero is hiding a chilling secret of her own.
Super freaking excited about that one.
Right.
Not only is it such a huge issue that the country is dealing with right now, trafficking and missing people is just massive and often goes untalked about, but Shanola, we love Shanola, and for her to be starring in that, it's just going to be amazing.
Right.
Freema Agyeman, one of the original stars of NBC's New Amsterdam, will not be returning for the show's fifth and final season. The news comes just 5 days after it was announced that Agyeman will star in the Sky original comedy Dreamland opposite Lily Allen. Filming in Europe has already begun. Now, while it has not yet been revealed how Agyeman will be written out of New Amsterdam, season 4 ended with Max and Helen set to tie the knot in New York. However, as he waited for her on the big day, she called in tears from London saying, "I can't." And he told everyone she's not coming. So that's one way to write her off.
Yeah, seriously. This next one is a very interesting situation, and it's developing as we speak, so we will stay on top of it and report on it on further shows if there's more things that come out about it. But a crew member for Law & Order Organized Crime was shot and killed early Tuesday morning in New York while on location for filming for the show's third season. According to NYPD, a crew member was 31 years old named Johnny Perizzo, who currently lived in Queens. He was just sitting in his car at approximately 5:15 a.m. Eastern Time in the Greenpoint neighborhood of Brooklyn when an unknown person approached the car, opened the door, and then opened fire. Now, Johnny was transported to Woodhull Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Filming was to take place in the neighborhood, and he was there early as part of the set security and parking enforcement. He was employed by a private company that was contracted by the production. It is unclear if the killer knew the victim or what the possible motive could be. The killer was described by a witness wearing a black hoodie and black pants. NBC Studios and Universal Television said in a joint statement, quote, "We were terribly saddened and shocked to hear about one of our crew members that was the victim of the crime early this morning and has died as the result. We are working with local law enforcement as they continue to investigate. Our hearts go out to his family and friends, and we ask that you respect their privacy during their time." Yeah, I mean, that situation is crazy because, I mean, just so many things keep happening where you just feel uncomfortable to leave your house, and this guy was just going to work.
Yeah,
So
like,
it's just
what the fuck is going on? I
Yeah.
mean, and hopefully, please, and I shouldn't even have to say this, but hopefully everybody involved with Dick Wolf Productions, everybody involved with those shows, this is not a ripped from the headline story that you want to turn into a show.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, do not do that.
Yeah, please don't.
Got some news coming out, guys. Got some news coming out. We're jumping Paramount and Star Trek Picard. Apparently, they've released some character posters from the long-awaited upcoming and final third season. As quote, "As long as you and your crew remain steadfast, you are never without hope." That's what Jean-Luc Picard is saying in the teaser trailer, which was also announced just now and shown at Comic-Con. Star Trek The Next Generation series characters, all of them are rejoining their captain on what looks to be his final mission. The 1 minute sneak peek at the upcoming third season of Picard was the crescendo in many ways to today's Hall H gathering, having first ignited back in 2019 with the return of Stewart on Picard's inaugural CSDCC, can't even get that out, panel. So there you go. And these, oh my gosh, Worf looks badass. Guys, you got to check these out when you get a chance. Get on social media. These posters are badass of the original crew all coming back. Wow. All right. I'm super pumped for that one. And yeah, as you guys know, that is the final season. And if you didn't hear Star Trek The Next Generation, the whole cast is coming back to join him in the final season. That's going to be badass. All right, jumping away and now back to Sony in the regular news here. This is exciting because we loved it. Sony's Where the Crawdads Sing debuted with a much better than expected $17 million from 3,650 screens. That's an impressive start for this kind of movie, especially at a time when television has become a haven for those type stories. Sony spent just $24 million to produce the film, so it won't be impossible to turn a profit. Critics and audiences had vastly different reactions. Where the Crawdad Sings, which holds a bleak 36% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics, holds a solid A+ rating or A- rating on Cinema Score from moviegoers. Now, with positive word of mouth, the movie has the potential to stand out to people who aren't familiar with the best-selling book. And I'm seeing right now, before we started, it's going to do another 9 or 10 million this weekend, which is a scant 40% drop, which means it is going to do profit and is going to hold at the box office for a little bit. So congratulations. It's a great film.
Yeah, I completely agree. I was considering it the best film that is not a box office like blockbuster.
Agreed.
And it's very interesting because I could be wrong, and I'm trying to look it up real quick, but I think that the writer of this film is kind of on the run right now as a possible murder suspect.
What?
Yeah.
The writer of the screenplay?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, no, the writer of the book.
Oh.
Yeah. Right here. The Where the Crawdads Sing author wanted for questioning in a murder. This was July 11th of 2022. Delia Owens. So, yeah. It was something about a poacher was killed. And so, yeah. she is wanted for questioning.
Well, we will keep you updated on that one.
Yeah.
Now that's a ripped from the headline story that Dick Wolf can use.
Yeah, exactly. But like Paramount, Sony has also made some changes to its release schedule. Madam Web will be swinging into theaters a little later than previously announced. The upcoming Spider-Man spin-off film release date has been moved to October 6th of 2023. That's 3 months later than previously announced in July of 2023. Insidious 5 will move into Madam Web's previously announced release date. The horror sequel will now arrive in theaters July 7th of next year. Now, in addition to Madam Web and Insidious 5, Sony also announced a few other scheduling shifts. A Man Called Otto, the December release date based on Frederick Blackman's novel with Tom Hanks headlining the cast, will now open December 14th after originally being planned for a Christmas Day release. The Russell Crowe's horror film, The Pope's Exorcist, has been dated for April 7th, and an untitled biopic of Olympic athlete George Foreman has been moved to March 31st from March 31st to March 31st from April 7th. There we go. While the Adam Driver-led sci-fi film 65 will hit theaters on April 28th as opposed to April 14th. And finally, a currently untitled Sony and Marvel Universe film originally scheduled for October 6th of 2023 has been pushed back to June 7th of 2024. So there.
Interesting.
A lot there.
All right, jump into Lionsgate, where apparently everybody is boarding this film. Peter Dinklage is the latest to have been cast as Casca Highbottom in the Hunger Games prequel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Dinklage will star opposite Tom Blythe as young Coriolanus, I can't even say his name, Coriolanus Snow, Rachel Ziegler as tribute Lucy Gray Baird, and Hunter Schafer as Tigress Snow. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes debuts in theaters worldwide next year on November 17th. Everybody, I mean, it seems like every week we're talking about somebody being attached to that thing.
Yeah, seriously. Well, Antoinette Thomas from The Good Doctor, Will Davis, Adele Lawrence, and Will Hope from Chainsaw Massacre, Stephen Cree from Terminator Dark Fate, Sharon D. Clark from Broadway's Caroline or Change will join Sam Claflin from The Hunger Games in the Lionsgate supernatural thriller Bagsman. The film centers on Patrick Mackey, a father who desperately struggles against the deepest inner fear when a sinister threat from his childhood returns to haunt him. Only this time, the fight isn't for himself, it is for his family. Now, Thomas will play Patrick's wife, Karina, and Cree as his brother. Liam Davis is set in the title role as Bagman, and Lawrence will portray Katrina's sister, Anna. Hope will play Chef Isaacs, and with Clark as the therapist, Barbara. So there it is.
Yeah, there you go. I just look at these. Like how badass.
They look pretty good, man. They look pretty good.
I'm just saying. I'm just looking at Worf here. Badass old Worf looks like I don't want to fuck with him. Jumping over to Netflix. More bad news. Netflix reported its second quarter 2022 earnings this past Tuesday, revealing that it lost another 970,000 subscribers during the 3-month period that included the launch of the first part of Stranger Things season 4. Guys, that's not good news because Stranger Things was freaking massive and they still lost subscribers. That is not good news. Now, while that's obviously a hit to the overall tally for the industry's leading subscription streaming platform, it is a far smaller loss than what they had predicted in April. The company revealed to shareholders it currently has 220.67 million subscribers globally and is expecting to return to gains in the next quarter, projecting an addition of 1 million subs from July to September. We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. My thoughts exactly.
We'll see.
One way Netflix is angling to win over a new block of valued conscious consumers and help turn around its declining subscriber numbers is with a new ad-supported streaming package set to debut in early 2023. The company, in announcing in quarter 2 earnings, said it's targeting the launch of the ad-supported plan around early part of 2023. Netflix has not revealed pricing for the ad-supported plan, but it is promised to be less than the streamer's most popular plan without any commercials. The standard package, $15.49 a month in the US, which includes 2 HD streams. I think a lot of people have that one. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes over. I feel like it's an inevitable for all of these streamers to add ad-supported plans. So
I think
we'll
so
see.
too. It's the only way these things are going to be profitable, guys, because they're not profitable right now for anybody. This seems like a smart move, and they've said in the past that they want to make a deep dive into animated content, and this seems to be a move towards that. Netflix announced it's acquiring Australian animation studio Animal Logic, which is producing films for the streamer, including The Magician's Elephant, directed by Wendy Rogers, and The Shrinking of the Treehorns, directed by Ron Howard himself. Now, the company did not disclose the purchase price for Animal Logic, but said it will fund the acquisition from cash on hand. Netflix expects to close the deal later this year, subject to certain regulatory approvals, of course.
Of course, man. Netflix doing some shady shit. Netflix has greenlit the 3rd season of true crime series I Am a Killer, the show that interviews murderers on death row or those who are spending the majority of their lives behind bars. Sky Studios' Transitor Films has gained access to maximum security prisons across the U.S. for 3 seasons, exploring the crimes in question through exclusive interviews with men and women that committed them. Coupled with contributor interviews, the subject will once again recount the events which led them to the murder, exploring their motivations and ultimately how they now view their crimes after time spent in some of the toughest prisons in the U.S. The 6-parter will launch in late August. So there it is.
Yeah, there you go. Some more news coming out, guys. Apparently, the creators behind Picard said they felt like it needed 2 seasons to earn the return of the original cast altogether. Once again, they also said that they're staying mum on who the main villain of this season will be, other than to say she's amazing. So I don't know. Leah Thompson is moderating that panel. And if you guys didn't know, Leah Thompson, obviously Back to the Future, Howard the Duck, all kinds of cool stuff. She's amazing. She directed a bunch of episodes of the 2nd season. So it makes sense that she's doing that. Yeah, I'm super excited about that. I'm trying to see if there's anything else like a release date or anything like that. Not yet. Keeping an eye on it though. So a female villain. I'm wondering who that is. Jumping over to Amazon, Jessica Green from The Outpost is the latest addition to the cast of Ben Affleck's Nike drama for Amazon Studios, in which, of course, Affleck will star opposite Matt Damon. The untitled film, as we've told you, has Damon playing maverick sneaker salesman and former Nike executive Sonny Vaccaro, while Affleck as Nike co-founder Phil Knight. Now, Green is playing Katrina Sains, the diligent secretary to Damon's Vaccaro. So there you go.
Yeah, very exciting.
That one's lining up some cast too.
It is. Eddie Murphy is set to star and produce in Candy Cane Lane, a new holiday comedy for Prime Video. Reginald Hodlin will direct this film, produced by Amazon Studios, Imagine Entertainment, and Eddie Murphy Productions. From a spec script written by Kelly Younger and inspired by Younger's childhood holiday experiences. The new project is the first film in Murphy's first look deal with Amazon Studios, which the parties formalized in 2021 following the successful launch of Coming to America on the streamer. So it only makes sense.
Oh, yeah, totally. Eddie Murphy in a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
I'm all in for that. I think it's going to be
Exactly.
fucking hysterical. Guys, if you're waiting and wondering why, where, we've talked about animation, but nothing live action yet. 8 p.m. Eastern time, so
Yes.
5 o'clock. That's when Marvel is debuting all the live action stuff. Apparently, we're going to get the first trailer for Black Panther. We're going to see the second full-length trailer for She-Hulk. We're going to get a look at Will Poulter as Adam Warlock. All kinds of huge stuff coming, guys, but we will be off live by that point, but don't worry, we'll fill you in everything. We'll go and tell you, watch our feeds, look for it, and we'll keep up live as we're going through this right now. Apple Apple Original Films continues to expand on its diverse film slate as it's landed the rights to Causeway, a new film starring and produced by Academy Award winner Jennifer Lawrence and directed by Lila Neumbauer. Now, Causeway is an intimate portrait of a soldier struggling to adjust to her life after returning home to New Orleans. Brian Tyree Henry, cool, is set to co-star alongside Lawrence. The film will make its global debut in theaters and on Apple TV Plus later this year. Causeway, guys, refers to a bridge. It's a causeway bridge that goes over the lake in New Orleans. So if you guys aren't familiar with why the fuck is it called Causeway,
right
now you know.
Now you know. But I love it though. All these New Orleans based
Hell
films.
yeah.
Christina Hendricks is to play Miss St. George in a series adaptation of Edith Wharton's unfinished final novel, The Buccaneers. The Mad Men star joins the Buccaneers Christine Forsyth, Aisha Bowe, Josie Toe, Audrey Bragg, Armin Waterhouse, and Mia Threppleton in the Apple TV Plus drama series. Hendricks, Miss St. George, is the mother of Buccaneer Nan and Jenny, played by Forsyth and Waterhouse, respectively. As the girl, she is or was the belle of the ball herself before she even dreamt about having money. Then when her husband struck gold on Wall Street, she found herself wealthy beyond her wildest dreams, but in real danger of being the kind of social climbing outsider that used to bemuse her. Now, above all else, she wants her daughters to be happy, but soon they'll discover that marriage might not be the key to that happiness for any of them.
Man,
so
this sounds intense. We're talking about this
does.
show every week, and we keep adding people to that list. So that's going to be interesting. Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell are the latest additions to the cast of Apple and Legendary's upcoming live-action series about Godzilla and the Titans. The father and son duo joined previously announced cast members Anna Sawai, Ren Watabe, Kiersey Clemens, Joe Tippett, and Eliza Lewowski in the show based on Legendary's growing MonsterVerse franchise. It's cool that they're going to be in something together.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. For All Mankind has been renewed for season 4 at Apple. Production on the new season is scheduled to begin in August. Now, season 3 of the series debuted on the streamer June 10th. For All Mankind is an alternate history series that explores what would have happened if the global space race had never ended. The series presents the world where NASA astronaut, engineers, and their families find themselves in the center of an extraordinary event seen through the prism of an alternate history timeline, a world in which the USSR beats the US to the moon.
I got to be honest with you. I haven't watched this series. I didn't even remember hearing about it, but that description makes me want to watch it.
Right.
Like, what if Russia had beat us to the moon and NASA wasn't though? That's awesome.
Well, I mean, Apple puts out some really good content.
Yeah, they really do. So I kind of want to watch that.
Yeah, seriously.
Woo, are you guys good? Get some water, drink, hydrate.
Exactly.
That was a massive industry news section right there, guys.
It was, but now it is time for the one and only John Gray to come on the show and talk about his new book. Super excited about it.
Oh my gosh, The Desecrated, y'all. And yeah, it sounds exactly what it sounds like. It deals with death, it deals with ghosts, it deals with all kinds of supernatural stuff. Obviously, the man has got some serious knowledge when it comes to that, right? But that's not all we talk about. We talk a little bit about the Ghost Whisperer. We talk about how he got started in his career, and he gives some valuable advice for all you guys trying to break into the industry, either on the entertainment film side or in the novel side. J-Lo asked him a great question about the differences between the two. So it's going to be exciting.
It is. Well, here he is. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, you can actually, after the live, you can go watch the interview right now. We have to do it that way for podcast purposes, so we can just piece it together a little behind the scenes. But yeah, guys, I mean, it's super exciting. A lot of good stuff in that interview, so be sure to check that out. It actually dropped at 3 p.m. Eastern time, so it's up right now. So check that out on our YouTube channel. John Gray, the creator of Ghost Whisperer.
Yes.
But now it is time for the top 5 segment. Man, oh man, it's going to be a hard one because it is top 5 all-time trailers. Now, this doesn't mean that we like the movie, but they did put out some fucking badass trailers, because I gotta say there's one on here that I was very, very disappointed about, but the trailer looked fucking great.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just say I liked all
You
5
liked
of my
all of
movies.
yours, yeah, but yeah.
This is a fitting category, though, and I don't know if Jason planned this one or not, but out of Comic-Con always comes huge new trailers, right? Like, shit, the biggie. So it's only fitting that the category is top 5 all-time favorite trailers, right? So yeah. So this is perfect.
Exactly. Honorable mentions, though, to be honest, is Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh, for sure.
That one was so fucking good. And yeah, I mean, that's the only one that comes to mind at the moment, but there's so many out there that it's just hard to do just 5.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, shit, I don't even know, but yeah.
Yeah, many. But number 5 for me, it's the one I'm talking about that I was very disappointed in the film, but love the freaking trailer because it gets you excited, especially if you watch the original series. And I'm talking about The Many Saints of Newark. That's supposed to be the Sopranos prequel film. I fucking love the trailer. It gets you so excited. It uses the original theme song. Like, it sets up all of these different things that you wanted to be there. And then you watch the film and you're like, where the fuck was all the cool shit that was in the trailer? Like, I was super disappointed. Did you ever get around to watching that one?
No, after you kept hammering it, I was like, I don't want to.
I was so pissed, man. And
you literally made me not want to watch it.
Well, with having fucking Gandolfini's son himself play his dad's fucking iconic character, how do you not make it an iconic film? Yeah. I don't know, but they did it. They made it not iconic. They made it fucking trash. I don't know if it was the victim of COVID. I don't think it would have still done well in the theaters, to be honest about it. Because, I mean, word of mouth is word of mouth. Just look at Thor and a couple of others. But, I mean, it was a great trailer, though. Loved the trailer. Got me really excited every time I saw it. But, yeah. There it is.
All right. So my number 5, and I know what all of you guys are going to be thinking. It's like, what the fuck? This trailer only came out like 2 weeks ago. How can this be on the all-time favorite list? But it is. I'm talking about my number 5 is the trailer that was just released a couple of weeks ago. The teaser trailer for Blonde, was starring Ana de Armas as Marilyn Monroe. That trailer fired me the fuck up. I'm just going to tell you, I'm a huge Marilyn Monroe fan, have been my entire life. I'm always so into any story that's coming out and about her and her legacy and all this kind of stuff. And this is by far the single most on film version that I've ever seen that has fired me up this much. I think this film is actually going to finally give us a portrait of Marilyn that we've deserved for many, many, many years. I think this will be the definitive Marilyn Monroe film. I know it's going to be controversial. I know it's going to cause lots of problems for people, but I'm all in. And the trailer is just, I don't know. It's mind-boggling to me how we haven't seen this before, and I'm glad we're seeing it now. The transformation from Norma Jean to Marilyn, just a little clip in there where you see her crying because she can't get there. She can't get it, and she knows she needs to bring it. Just that is so powerful. It just had me gripped. And I know it's just a teaser. I can't wait to see a fucking full trailer for this thing, but I'm pumped. My number 5, Blonde.
Yes. And for all you Game of Thrones out there, I just saw that this is probably, besides the fucking joke that came out, there in the original series, there were only 4 dragons because they believed that dragons were extinct, right? Well, now apparently there's going to be 17 different dragons.
Shit.
So those are going to be a lot that you need to remember. Who do they belong to? Like all of these different things, because dragons are a lot. They're basically the pets of these people, and they build these like really intimate and strong relationships with the characters. So it'll be very interesting to see who the dragons belong to. Obviously, if you saw the trailer, Matt Smith has a dragon, which I'm very curious about his character, if he's going to be kind of like a douchebag or not. So we'll see how that goes.
Are you
going to watch this prequel one, even though you didn't watch the original? I feel like it would be okay since
it's a prequel. Yeah. And then maybe it sets me up to watch the other one.
Really hope so, because it's fucking good. I'm just saying. Right. And just like what you said about Blonde, for me, this trailer just came out. We literally only saw it one time in the theater, but it looks so good. And I'm talking about She Said. Now, this is about the Harvey Weinstein
Yes,
story.
holy shit.
That looked so good, especially, with everything that we're involved in. We're big advocates for, uncovering the truth. And when we started the podcast, basically when this stuff started coming out.
Oh yeah, every week we were talking about it.
Like this story basically grew as our podcast grew. So it's something that we have always felt that we need to pay very close attention to, because the amount of time that this situation has been happening and has been out is the amount of time we've been on. So that's something that, we take consideration about. But yeah, this film, like, it's basically about whether or not they should write the article about Harvey Weinstein and about uncovering all the different females of the casting couch and the actresses and all this different stuff. And it looks so good. It looks so fucking good. I hope they don't disappoint us, but I'm really excited.
Yeah, me too. I think it's going to be absolutely insane, and it looks very intense.
Yeah.
And obviously, thankfully, these women did come forward. They did write the article because, as you guys know, that fucking douchebag's in prison. Yeah. So, because of these brave women. So, and rightfully so, they are brave women to have come forward and done that. They need their story told. So it's great that it's going to be a film.
I hope they take a page out of Bombshell's book, because they did a really good job about, doing that one.
Yeah, agreed. The trailer was very similar. You're right. That's a good comparison. That's a really good comparison. My number 4, David Fincher, Aaron Sorkin. Enough said. You know it's going to be fucking brilliant. But this trailer, holy shit, this trailer opens up with all these comments. Friend request, be my friend, approved. Oh, at this party. Oh, this. And you're getting all these glimpses of all these things on social media, right? And then you get it. You see him testifying about how he stole in the Winklevoss twins. I'm, of course, talking about The Social Network, the definitive film about the creation of Facebook. And holy shit, that film was so damn good. And I'm just going to be honest with you. The trailer did make me want to see it. It's like, why the fuck would I even be interested in this? And then the trailer, and it ends on just like this huge thing. You don't get 5 million friends without making a few enemies. Just that was like, ooh, fuck, that sounds so good. I gotta find out. And it just bounces back and forth about how he basically backstabbed fucking everybody, even his best friends, in doing what he did and all this kind of stuff. And the pure arrogance of him. He, of course, came out and said it's all bullshit. But to which his friends said, no, it's not. They basically backed it all up. But if you're a Fincher fan and a Sorkin fan, you cannot not watch this. Andrew Garfield, fucking Jesse Eisenberg. I mean, it's fucking brilliant. Watch the trailer, and if you've never seen the movie, trust me, you will want to watch the movie after you watch the trailer. It was so good, man.
It really was. I mean, just as someone who'd watched it in the past year and a half, that was the first time. Like, it was one of those films that you're like, wow, this is so brilliantly done and so brilliantly written, and cinematography was great, but there's just no hero in that film. It's a very interesting one, because you're not really rooting for anybody the whole time. You're just kind of like learning about everything.
And Jay Taven's in there. He's got a little appearance in there.
Exactly. Man. He plays a douchebag, so it's hilarious. Number 3 for me goes to It, the reincarnation of the classic Stephen King fucking film, It. I was a huge fan of the television film that came out way back in the day. I watched that like on replete. Like, I even had to fucking get a new DVD because I scratched it up so bad. But I mean, I feel like they did pretty well with the second one, in my opinion. The second 2, the sequel 2. But the trailer, just so badass. I thought they cast everybody brilliantly. Those kids are going to go on to have huge careers. But just the sense of seeing Skarsgård in the makeup and making it his own and not trying to be Tim Curry and all these different things. So I thought they brought like a new modern day edge to this story, and that's what I really enjoyed about it. And like I said, one of my favorite horror films of all time, so I'm glad they did it right in my opinion. I mean, the ending is never going to be right. It's never going to be like the book. So, I mean, there's always going to be that, but it was better than the original TV movie. I'm not going to lie.
But, and fucking Skarsgård, he was terrifying.
He was.
I mean, that trailer, it's chilling when you first see the clown, right?
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, Pennywise. Man.
Yeah, I've got to see this.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what these trailers are meant to do, right? They're meant to lure you to the film. And man, yeah, that one definitely does. So did this next one for me, number 3, Independence Day. When you see an alien ship fucking destroying the White House, I'm all in.
Right.
How can you not be? Independence Day this trailer from start to finish, this is how I've always envisioned an alien invasion would go down.
Yeah.
Right? Not E.T., not Close Encounters of the Third Kind, not where they come and just kind of sit there. No, they're coming to fucking take our planet. That's what I've always thought if they're out there. And we're going to defend it like we fucking do. And this trailer hit on that in every aspect brilliantly without giving away anything, which is another thing, right? The trailer is supposed to lure you without giving it away. So many times we see trailers and all the best footage is in the trailer and then the movie sucks, right? So these trailers for me anyway they were brilliantly able to go, holy shit, I've got to see this movie without blowing the movie. And Independence Day did that brilliantly. You're like, what the fuck? I need to know why the White House got blown the fuck up. What is going on? So, and Will Smith, and obviously when you watch the movie, maybe one of the single greatest speeches in film history is when the president is saying Independence Day, we're going to fucking defend the planet.
Yeah.
It's badass. And it's just, my number 3, Independence Day.
For sure, man. For sure. Number 2 for me is like the classic comeback story, I guess you could say, because after Infinity War, nobody knew what was going to happen. Superhero movies always ended with the hero on top and winning, but Infinity War, man, we lost. We fucking lost.
Mm-hmm.
And the in-game trailers, man, I thought they were absolutely perfect. That's like where I personally started like completely investigating each trailer and be like, oh, you saw Scott in the fucking, like, when they're going through the Avengers that are still there, the Avengers that are missing, and like whatever it takes. That's the fucking greatest tagline in my opinion. And I mean, it just an amazing fucking trailer. All of them, all of the trailers that they put out. I think they put out like 3 or like 2 teasers or something like that. But and then the film like followed up. It was one of the most like surreal experiences that I had ever had in a movie theater. So that's why I have to put it on my list. So number 2 for me is Endgame. Definitely one of the greatest movies of all time, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. And fuck all you filmmakers who don't think so.
Just saying.
Just saying. My number 2, and I know you guys are going to be like, wait, what? He's so Christopher Reeve. He's so old school. He's so original soups. But I'm just going to tell you, my number 2 is the very first teaser trailer for Man of Steel. Yes, I said it, for Man of Steel. And I'm going to tell you why. Because that trailer fucking brought back so many emotions and all the raw, pure enjoyment that my 8-year-old self had with the original Superman. Oh my gosh, a man can fly, and the hope and the what a superhero is meant to be and why he's here and all that goodness. And the thing that always lured me to this movie, and that this trailer, in my opinion, did brilliantly, and this is what really sparked the emotions for me, is the glimpses that you see of young Clark wearing the towel as the cape, the red cape. Here's this kid and he's got his things and he's running through with the laundry and he's got his cape on and he's just the briefest glimpse of what this man becomes. But I had that towel around my neck. I was that kid with the towel, being what I thought could be, the hero could be and save the world type thing. And it brought back and just flooded me with so many childhood memories of me being that little kid and doing those things, and then bringing back those memories of the original 78 Superman. And so it was very moving to me. And I got very pumped to see this movie. And then they brilliantly, with the whole time they're teasing you, and you see the kid and you see little glimpses. And then at the end, you finally, you see him just briefly flying up into space. It was badass. It got me super excited. It made me want to see Superman again. And I loved it. And I am a fan of Man of Steel. I thoroughly enjoyed that film. I wish they would have never done Justice League or Batman versus Superman. I wish they would have finished making more sequels and then built to that, because I wanted to see more of Man of Steel leading up to Justice League. And I thought Zack Snyder did a brilliant job with the film, and that teaser trailer was fucking epic.
Agreed. I mean, it was a really good film. I loved it. Number one for me is kind of like what you were just describing with, fucking you being a kid and basically that feeling and that reimagining coming back to life. That's how I felt with my number one, Star Wars The Force Awakens. Greatly disappointed after the first two, but I actually like Rise of Skywalker, but that middle one's just mid. But yeah, man, I mean, just to have the franchise back. I mean, it had been like at least a decade since the prequel films, and just where it was going to go after Return of the Jedi and bringing back the original trio, and then the tragic passing of Carrie Fisher. I think they did such a beautiful job in the first one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The first one, The Force Awakens, is by far the most like reluctant and reliable film if you're coming from a Star Wars fandom perspective.
Agreed.
I mean, they tried to, put all of that content out there and all of the things that the fans wanted to see after Return of the Jedi. So that one, like, in fucking going to see it on Christmas Day and you see the fucking opening credits starting to roll, I'm like, holy shit, it's back. Star Wars is back, a galaxy far, far away. And now, like, we're living in such an amazing time for Star Wars. You're getting all these epic, like, limited series and hopefully sequel series for Obi-Wan and The Mandalorian. You don't even have to be a fucking Jedi, but I'm just so excited to go beyond the Skywalker family because there's so many other epic fucking Jedis out there that we can get into. Like, I really want a solo Mace Windu film.
Yes.
Like Samuel L. Jackson, like bringing back, like I want it so bad. But I mean, it's such an amazing franchise, and in my opinion, it is top tier sci-fi film, like just epic. So that's why number one for me is Star Wars.
I love
The
it.
Force Awakens.
I absolutely love it. Okay, more stuff coming out, guys. After Picard, apparently the cast and crew of Star Trek Lower Decks took the stage, and we know when now, because remember, it was an epic cliffhanger of season 2 for Lower Decks. What the fuck was going to happen? Well, we'll find out soon, because apparently we've got a release date now. Star Trek Lower Decks, it was announced at Comic-Con, will premiere Thursday, August 25th. And they say that they will indeed, in hilarious ways that you could never imagine, have a resolution for season 2's epic cliffhanger finale. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, they've released character posters as well. Not quite as dramatic as Picard, but pretty funny.
Pretty freaking funny.
They look pretty good. So they're on the stage right now, guys. Most of the cast is there, and they look like they're having a good time. But yeah, so there you go. That's the latest out of there. Star Trek Lower Decks, Thursday, August 25th. All right, jump into my number one trailer of all time. Wow, this one. That's all I can say. Guys, listen, I'm a huge comic book geek. I've been a comic book geek my whole life. And I had all but thought maybe the era of comic book films was over. I mean, the last couple Superman films with 3 and 4 hadn't seen a really good anything since Batman 89 or 92, I guess Batman Returns. And everything in between and after that was just like,
Yeah. What are we doing?
What are we doing? Everything's done. And then 2001 comes. Sam Raimi comes, and this trailer hits. I'm, of course, talking about the original trailer for the original Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I lit up. I'm like, comic book movies are back. We're finally here. We're finally going to see some shit. This trailer opens on a bank robbery and you don't know what the fuck's going on. You're thinking, what am I watching? And it's so dramatic and all this kind of things. And you're like, wait a minute, they're showing this bank robbery, and then they get away, and then you see the web, you see the helicopter being drugged, and all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, they're all freaking out. And then one of the most iconic shots, I think, in trailer or movie history, and unfortunately, guys and gals, had to be cut not only from the trailer but from the film, because if you guys aren't familiar, this trailer released just a couple of weeks before 9/11. And in this trailer, in the original trailer, Spider-Man had captured this getaway helicopter in a giant web that was stuck in between the World Trade Centers. Like the web had it pinned in between the world. It's the most iconic shot fucking ever. And then, but unfortunately, obviously, for obvious reasons, it brought back way too many. So they eliminated it from the film and from the trailer. But you can find it. You can still see it if you want to kind of check out and see the trailer with that shot originally in it. But then after you see that shot, you get the first glimpse of Spider-Man with the costume, and you see the eye and the reflection, and you see the webs, and and then he's swinging through the city, and you're like, holy fuck, finally we're going to get a real fucking Spider-Man film and a real superhero film that we hadn't seen in forever. And it just like lit me up thinking, yeah, the age of comic book movies is back. And then obviously ever since, boom. And if you guys aren't familiar, we've talked about it. That trailer was so goddamn epic, and the film was so epic, became the first film ever to open with more than $100 million at the box office.
Yes.
An opening weekend of over 100 million. The original Spider-Man was the first film to ever do that, and nobody's ever looked back since. Mm-hmm. Now it's the benchmark. If you don't open with over 100 million, you're failing.
Exactly.
So there you go. My number one trailer of all time, the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trailer. Holy shit.
I love that, though. I love that. I mean, such a good time in life.
Oh, to be honest. Yeah, you knew it was just, it's back.
Exactly. But guys, we want to know your favorite trailers. Be sure to comment below in the comment section, or add us on Twitter at JLoFantastic or at CrazyAntGuy1970, or, just reach out. We want to know. We love the fan interaction. It's always so good.
Oh, for sure.
Now time to go over to the box office recap. Thor: Love and Thunder, like we said, came in at number 1 with 46 million. Minions: Rise of Gru came in at number 2 with 26 million. Number 3 was Where the Crawdads Sing with 17 million. Top Gun: Maverick still holding strong in the top 5 is at number 4 for 14 million, and number 5 was Elvis with 7.6.
Yeah.
And new movies that are coming out this week: Nope, which you can go see the fucking Oppenheimer trailer.
Yes.
If you go see Nope. How to Please a Woman, My Old School, Alone Together, and DC Super Pets is coming out next week. So be sure to check all of those out.
Heck yeah, that's going to be fun.
Movies you can still go see: Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank. No one's seeing that.
Probably not for long.
Yeah.
Yeah, see it this week.
That's it, man. That's it. The Black Phone, Jurassic World Dominion, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, and Lightyear. But that one's about to be on Disney Plus.
For sure.
Now heading over to the IMDb Pro top trending segment. Of course, the movie is still Thor: Love and Thunder. A lot of people are talking about it. TV show is still Stranger Things. A lot of people still watching it, trying to catch up, like this guy over here.
Yeah, but I'm getting there.
He's getting there. And the top trending star is Joseph Quinn. So, it just makes sense. Just makes sense. Well, guys, we got to thank our guest one more time for coming on the show, the one and only John Gray. Be sure to check out his book. He said Amazon, right?
Yeah, and Barnes and Noble. Amazon, and you just go, if you go to johngrayofficial.com, he's got links to buy it right there with those, or you just go to the store and buy them.
Just go to the store and buy it. And if you watch the YouTube video or listen to the interview on the podcast, you heard his social media handles. Be sure to follow him everywhere.
Yes.
And of course, be sure to follow us everywhere. The company is at Crazy Ant Media everywhere. The podcast is at ITCAFpodcast everywhere. And myself, I'm at JLoFantastic, and
I'm at Crazy Ant Guy 1970.
That's right. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast: Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Stitcher, and so much more. If you're watching this video on YouTube, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for getting crazy with us on this live stream. Be sure to hit that like button on the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for all the latest and greatest notifications coming out of Hollywood. Be sure to leave a comment too. Tell us what you think thought about the show. But, you got to visit our website, www.crazyantmedia.com, where you can start rocking the latest and greatest Crazy Ant Media gear. We got shirts, we got hats. We also have a film because we are a film and television production company. Deadlines is now available on Vimeo. So be sure to head over there and rent it so you can start getting a little crazy and just starting a conversation. That's what it's all about, man.
Absolutely.
But as we keep going, stuff keeps dropping. So we're talking about either going live on social media tomorrow or, posting another video. So be sure to stay tuned. Follow us, like I said, everywhere so you can stay up to date with what we are going to be talking about coming out of San Diego Comic-Con 2022.
Yes, we've got all the big Marvel stuff. We're going to have some comments if they show anything with Namor.
Right.
I mean, the rumor is the Wakanda trailer, and you've got to show Namor. Will we see Riri? I don't even know, but will the CGI be better in the She-Hulk trailer this time around?
Hope so.
So we'll probably go live. We'll have some comments. We've got stuff to say.
For sure. Always have stuff to say. It was an amazing show. Thank you for getting crazy with us on it. 203.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. And we love the one, the only
Oprah!
Oh my goodness, guys. Thank you so much for sticking through it, getting along crazy. We appreciate all of you who watched, liked, subscribed, all the good stuff.
Yes.
Like I said, we will possibly be dropping another video tomorrow about Marvel stuff that they're dropping tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So, getting a little crazy on Inside the Crazy Ant Farm.
Yeah, man. I mean, I love when there's geek stuff involved in the show, right? We love doing the industry news and all the fun casting and all the executives and Hammer and Chapek and all that. But when we got some geek stuff to talk about, that's always my favorite stuff.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. We appreciate all of you, and we will see you next week. Bye.